because the primary purpose of cultic groups is to gather more members and to gather more power and money for the cult leaders.
I was going to create an empire versus like just being by myself.
You feel like that's come to fruition now after all the work you put in?
100%, because like the example I use is like people are like, oh, Logan passed you. And I'm like, no, I'm the owner of like over 80 million followers online, so he really didn't.
So that it's primarily the promotion of the cult leader rather than the growth and development of the followers. If you think your mother and dad or your aunt or your uncle or your grade school teachers were good at making you feel guilty, cult leaders do differently than our parents and the teachers.
What's poppin', Jake Paulers? It is 3:50, Monday the 20th, and yeah, and basically, Alyssa and I are having problems. It's a long story, which I might be able to dive into, but it's been going on for a while, and it's like just like petty stuff.
They take the power of the whole group and turn it against the person that they're putting on the hot seat and making them feel guilty.
But she's basically just like, I've been asking her to move out for the longest time, and she hasn't done it. And she technically like doesn't live here. It's technically my house. And like I can't stand to like see her face anymore just because like she's hurt my feelings and stuff like that. But we're basically gonna be moving her out, and I'm guessing she's gonna like make up a ton of stuff, predicting it before it happens. She says she's gonna like try and ruin my life. So yeah, I mean, does that sound pretty accurate, guys?
All right.
Yeah, it's very accurate. Yeah. We can all vouch.
We can all vouch, right?
We can vouch.
We all vouch, yeah.
Erica's like her best friend. Cade knows, and Nick knows. Yeah, it's gonna suck if I have to post this video, but I'm just here to make everyone's lives better, and I think everyone knows that. Like, I took her from 2,000 followers and working at Panera Bread to 5 million followers on social media, making like 300 grand a year.
It's very rare that, you know, in a schoolroom that the teacher gets a whole class pointing and chanting, sinner, 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 and so on. But cult leaders get very effective at turning the group to help make you feel more guilty. The cult leader has all of the power and decision making.
So then we move into the Team 10 house, and he creates these rules for everyone. Like no alcohol at the house, or you get fined $500. No smoking. Every single guest that you had over had to be approved by Jake.
Most of the modern day cults have a double set of ethics, in which, as a member, you're to tell the truth to the other people in the group, but because the outside world are regarded as lesser beings, sinners, unenlightened, they can be lied to and tricked. Another quality of cults is that they are elitist, in which they believe that all the members are special persons and above others in the world.
Niels would always ask to have friends over. He's like, yeah, that's fine. But the second I ask to have like a guy over, he would be like, no, absolutely not. And I'd be like, why? He'd be like, I just don't want him here. But then he would have girls over like all the time.
Most cults keep people very, very busy, very occupied, as many hours of the day as possible, as many days of the week.
If you're not up by 10 a.m. filming, then like you get fined $50 and like you have to pay $50.
In order that these people don't have time to form meaningful relationships with outsiders, and so they can't keep good connections with their old friends and maintain contact with their family.
So Team 10 is family. We are family.
Fortunately, we live with one another and we just do everything together.
Is a family.
It's just like the best family.
To run a thought reform program, you need to get a hold of a good deal of the person's time, and especially their thinking time, so that they don't dwell critically on what they're doing, they don't think about it, and you get control of their time. So you start splitting them off from their friends, their associates, getting them dependent on you. Some cults move recruits far away. And the reason behind this is to separate you from your parents, your family, your friends, your everyday identity, so that they can immerse you in the philosophy, the ways of the cult.
He was like, yo, why don't you come out to LA? And I was like, what? What do you mean? Like, there's no way. He was like, well, why don't you just like fly out here for 2 weeks and, you know, just see how it is, see if you like it, and I can introduce you to a bunch of my friends, I can introduce you to modeling agencies, and we can just kind of get the ball rolling on this whole Team 10 thing. Jake was like, why don't you just move in with me? And I was like, oh yeah, that'd be lit, let's do it. And I move in with him, sleeping in the same bed, basically together at this point.
Because the primary purpose of cultic groups is to gather more members and to gather more power and money for the cult leader, so that it's primarily the promotion of the cult leader rather than the growth and development of the followers.
Just shut your mouth, dude. Please, just don't talk to me.
Yo, Jake's your daddy. Take 10% irrelevant.
Do you guys take a cut from everyone who's in? Like, like you take like a management fee or something from people who join the team?
Yeah, so think of it like a record label.
Right.
We call ourselves a social media label. A record label finds a young artist. Sometimes they have 0 followers, whatever it is, and they take a percentage of their career in exchange for, you know, all this promotion,
right.
You know, whatever it is, like the benefits, working with brands, relationships.
Guys!
Guys?
Erica! Support me! Support me! I need your support. If I want to break stuff, break it! I'm gonna break it!
Thank you guys so much for watching the Married Hit Show. I'll see you next week. Oh, come on.